What's going on, everybody? My name's Tyler, and this is Sean. And as always, we're Rendered Reality. Thanks for joining us again. We've got a ton of stuff to talk about today. We were jamming it into today's show,
for sure.
Which we will get into. But
Special
first,
Friday show.
It is
Yeah.
Friday show. You're right. But just to thank everybody who joins us right off the get-go, we wanted to give somebody something. Sorry. And for that, you do need a stout PC, but we do have a code for Fallout 4. We just appreciate everybody being here. You know, everybody always joins us in chat and stuff, and we really appreciate it when you guys are here at the beginning. So that one's for you.
Yep. So good luck to whoever grabs that. It's a great game too, by the way.
It is.
Awesome, fantastic game that you can get lost in for hours and hours and hours.
I know it is. I'm bad about that too. It is. It's so good, but just make sure you have a stout PC. I don't want, it's not fair to have somebody grab it who doesn't. I mean, it's fair. All is fair, but
they can always upgrade.
Yeah.
Real quick, I did want to congratulate Paradise Decay. I'm rocking the PD mug today. He just hit 10K subs on YouTube, which is really awesome. So congrats to him for that. He's one of the nicest, hardest working dudes I know.
Yep. Talk about grinding it out, man.
Yeah,
he
for a
really,
long time
really
too.
does.
Yeah, so he really deserves it. That's super cool.
Yep.
So I don't know if he's in here yet. I don't know if he'll be dropping by. Definitely an odd time for us to go live, but with tomorrow being the holiday, tomorrow is July 4th if you're in the U.S., so we won't be able to do a show on Saturday morning, so we wanted to go ahead and do one for the week. So special Friday morning show.
So if you do want it over the weekend, just stop watching now. Save it till Saturday or Sunday whenever you watch it.
Rizzle Rock.
Cheers, Rizzle, man.
He said Friday show. So that's
our biggest supporters. Thank you, Rizzle.
Yeah, seriously.
Man, we love you. Yeah, it's good playing with you. And we are going to be playing Contractors after this episode as well. So if you guys are up to it and watching us live, want to play something, we do recommend, I think we're going to play mod maps this time.
Yeah, and it'll probably be a private lobby, so we will put on the Discord we'll put the password and stuff, so it'll probably just be people from the community, so make sure you watch for that. Make sure you join the Discord if you haven't already, so that'll be on there, but and anyway. Get the mod maps, download them all. Good maps.
Do it now. Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of them we still haven't played yet because we've still been playing a lot of the regular maps because we've been playing with Quest people and stuff like that. So Quest may not be able to play with us today. I'm not sure, but
even the audio inside of it is straight out of it, and it's just to see and live the scale in them too. Like you were saying, like the 2-story sniper tower in Overgrown.
I think it's Overgrown. I haven't went into that yet in Contractors, but that was one of my favorite maps if I'm remembering it right from Call of Duty. So that is super awesome. But
Yep, and we are going to get into stuff. I see chats being very lively here.
Yeah.
Looks like Drop-In's been updated. Greg's VR is joining us from overseas. Pleasure to see as always. Awesome. Everybody. Yep, Anakazi, Rob, everybody. Rob and Kester.
Yeah, thanks for having me. We weren't sure who was going to be here on a Friday show. With it being a little different, we were like, man, I don't know if anybody's going to be in the live chat or not. So, but decent amount of people so far. I did see Jason sent a super chat. I didn't see it pop up on the screen here. I don't know if sometimes for some reason they don't always pop up, but that's a very generous super chat actually.
That's
so
huge.
we really appreciate that, Jason. So thank you so much. I don't know if it'll pop up on the screen here or not, but so let's get into a little bit of stuff that's going on. We do have real quick. We'll get into the Gleam giveaway. We have 3 Gleam giveaways going on right now for some hardware stuff. So this is for Valve Index Silicone VR cover from VR Cover, Oculus Quest Silicone cover from Supernatural, as well as a set of the Kiwi design ear muffs for the Oculus Quest. And we actually just did a video on those yesterday, and they're actually pretty cool. They're not sitting on my desk here, but it works really well. It's such a simple design, and it's a cost-effective way of increasing the sound in your Oculus Quest a little bit. It's not going to compete with headphones still. Over-the-ear headphones are still going to, by far, be better. But it just basically directs the sound that's coming out of your speakers of your Oculus Quest. Just gets it into your ear a little bit better. It really does.
But for the money too.
Yeah, they're like $17.99 right now on sale. So I mean, for the money, you can't beat them. It does make the sound a little bit fuller, a little bit louder, bass a little bit better and stuff. So it just kind of tunes up the sound just a little bit, just enough. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So those Gleam giveaways should be in the link in the description. Also on our Discord. Make sure you sign up for those. They'll run for about a week,
and the video yesterday, if you want to check out some of the stuff too, you do have the one on which if I can point to them, on these guys.
Yeah.
So if you do want to check it out.
Yeah. So there's always more accessories coming out and stuff. It's really cool to be able to check some stuff out. So, but we want to be able to give some stuff away. So for the Kiwi Ear Muffs, we will be sending you those directly from Amazon. So hopefully you live in an area that, I mean, Amazon delivers everywhere now, right? I don't think there's anywhere they don't deliver basically, but.
Yeah, a couple. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like, I don't know, some crazy country. I don't know, but
So let's get into a little. We'll talk about what we kind of played in here later. But let's get into. I'm just pumped about it, just because. And we kind of talked and pumped, or maybe not as pumped. Onward coming to Quest, man. Is this? I mean, it is kind of epic and great. We kind of were pulling for some other games to make it there first, maybe.
Yeah.
But we love Onward. I'm just really curious to see performance-wise how this is going to run.
Yeah, this is from like the big three that we talk about a lot: Onward, Pavlov, and Contractors. This is the only one that we haven't played on Quest yet, and it seems to be that this is going to be the first one to make it officially to the store. So that's good. I mean, that's going to be great because there's a lot of people that haven't played this game that only have a Quest. So that could be really good for Onward. I mean, that could help them grow quite a bit on Quest. And this is coming soon. So this is coming July 30th. So end of this month, and it's going to be $24.99, and it's going to include crossplay. So that's a big one. I mean, that so far, Contractors has crossplay with Quest. You know, it's side loaded. It's not officially on the store, but that, I mean, it's huge for both ends because in a multiplayer game, you always want the most amount of people you can possibly play with. So the fact that crossplay is going to be in these games is absolutely amazing. I mean, it's fantastic. I don't know about cross-buy. If anybody does know about cross-buy, because this is literally going to be the third time I've bought Onward. Because I bought it on Steam, I bought it on Oculus, and now I'm going to have to buy it on Quest as well if it's not cross-buy. I don't know about that. But
we used to have to do that all the time. Remember back when all this was starting and Oculus had their store initially and Steam did? We would buy each one so we could play with different headsets on different things.
Yeah,
and we don't have to do that much anymore.
The main reason I bought Onward on Steam and Oculus is because it came out on Steam first. So we originally bought it on Steam. It later came out on Oculus Store. And for me, especially back when I had my 1060, Onward never ran that good for me. I always had issues running it. So the reason I bought it on the Oculus Store is because I had figured it would run a little bit better on an Oculus headset. That was CV1 days. And it did run a little bit better off of the Oculus Store, but this game still, I mean, it's an excellent game, but I still have, even with a beefy PC, sometimes it still doesn't load right for me and it crashes and it takes a while to load, but it is a really fun game. The mechanics work really well. I'm a big fan of Onward, Pavlov, and especially Contractors. Everybody knows how much I love Contractors, but
yeah, we love shooters. And GST just said that Onward confirmed no cross-buy, which I wouldn't think so either.
Aylin Cara said that too. Onward is not cross-buy, so I'm not surprised. I mean, I understand it takes a lot to get these games running on the Quest well. You know, it takes a lot of resources. So, I mean, I'm okay with them making money. I'm going to buy it. I mean, it's $24.99. I'm going to buy it for a third time. So, I mean, in the games I love like this, I mean, I don't really have too much of a problem. If it's a good game,
And I don't either, only because, you know, when I'm running different accounts, like next week I plan to have somebody over to play Contractors with me. Well, I can run one of us on Quest and one of us on PC. If you're on the same account, you know, running cross-buy, that doesn't really work.
Yeah. So how are you going to do that? Or do you have a second account for your Quest? Well, I guess you're talking Steam. Yeah, you're talking Steam.
Right.
Steam game on PC.
They don't matter.
Oculus
exactly.
on. Yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah, that makes sense.
So there it gives you the point where you can play two different things at once. Obviously, I have the opportunity to do that with multiple headsets, which a lot of people are accumulating multiple headsets nowadays. So,
oh, man, I'm still so tempted by that Reverb G2. I think it was Chatty I was talking to on the Discord, and man, I'm so tempted with that thing. Seriously.
Every day, I'm right there.
MRTV, Sebastian MRTV has it, and he hasn't really done like an official review I've seen yet, but he's done a couple videos and through the lenses. So I'm not sure when that's coming, but from the things that I've heard, he's a big fan of it, really big fan. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of known it is going to be the newer headset probably to beat, especially at that price point.
Yeah.
I just still want to know about tracking. That's the one. I know all the specs on it. I know what it has. I know what
visuals
it's basically going to be.
Visuals are going to be great, but what about the tracking and the field of view? I'm curious about, and the controllers, but. Yeah, but I'm still excited about that headset.
Field of view is a whole nother topic that could be an hour long in itself.
Yeah,
so
for sure. For sure.
Yeah, but Onward, really excited. I'm really just curious to see performance, but it's got to be able to perform. I mean, Oculus wouldn't let it go through.
Yeah,
so
for sure. And I'm sure they've been working on this for a while. I mean, Pavlov and Onward probably around the same time announced coming to Quest, and that's been a while now. It's been quite a while. So I'm sure they got it running good. And like you said, I'm sure Oculus wouldn't approve it for the store if it wasn't running good. So.
And again, if anybody has a Quest, please do yourself a favor and sideload Contractors.
Yeah.
Please do it. It's so good. Okay, here you go. So I did play this. I didn't even get to talk to you about this, but we talked about it maybe a month or so ago, right? Vanishing Grace. you remember talking
Oh
about
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah.
I played that over the last week, and it is a really cool experience. I will really give them, cheers to that. It's a really cool game. For being a small developer, single developer, I'm not sure, and being free again on SideQuest.
Yeah, on SideQuest.
It's a really cool game, a cool concept. You recharge a battery by having a boomerang that you have to break these rocks that have energy in them, and then you put the boomerang in, and it charges back into the battery. So you can go out on your ship and get battery power that way and take it back inside. Really cool. A little storyline to it and everything. I highly recommend checking it out. Again, it's like an indie game, but really well.
It looks really cool. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
I actually haven't side-loaded anything in a little bit. I need to hop on there and see what all's on there. And SideQuest is talking about upgrading their user interface and all that. So there's supposed to be a pretty big update coming out of them here pretty soon as well. So and Skiva just said, I side-loaded Contractors, need someone to shoot at. So I don't know if you missed the beginning. We are going to be playing Contractors after this, but we'll be on PC and we'll probably be running some mod maps. So I don't know if you have it on PC VR, but I don't know.
Could always use Link.
Yeah. You could use Link and play the PC version for sure.
Yep.
So,
but
yeah, pretty cool. Another one that I want to talk about, and me and you actually didn't even really get to talk about this much, but talking about the shooter kind of genre here. This is called Arcano or Arcano.
Oh, yeah.
And this actually looks really cool. So this is kind of a knockoff of Robo Recall. Some people have kind of said it's like a Robo Recall 2 in a sense, since they never, for whatever reason, never made a Robo Recall 2. I don't know if they ever will, but Robo Recall is like, I mean, it's like one of the classics now in VR, to be honest. But this is going to be a co-op shooter, so that even interests me even more. And the reason they're saying this is like Robo Recall is you can see kind of the bullet time mechanics, to throw the gun and it bounces off, you catch it back, you can deflect the bullets off. If I remember right, even the cars are pretty similar to what's in Robo Recall, if I remember correctly.
The drones, all of it.
Yeah. So you take the role of an elite agent and fight your way through missions either in solo or with a friend. So, man, I can't stress enough. I wish every game had the option for co-op. So I think this is really cool. And this is all pretty early. This isn't, final game product. I mean, you can even see all the buildings and stuff aren't in and everything yet. And it's like I said, super early. So it's only going to get better. But what they have so far looks really good. And it's definitely Robo Recall. It has that feeling for sure.
The one explosion looks great when he throws a grenade or whatever at the one guy.
Yeah,
it does.
So they're saying that I believe the game is going to be like there's going to be a free shooting range element to the game, and then you buy missions. So I'm not sure what that's going to look like cost wise. How much you get out of it per mission.
True. Right.
I don't know. Like I said, it's super early, so I'm sure there's going to be more info on it, but they're aiming to arrive on Steam VR in December. So this December they're planning to be on Steam. So that it only says Steam right now. I don't know if it's coming to Oculus or anything like that as well, but
Skiva just said I've always wanted another Robo Recall, and I agree. I feel like that is a platform that they could grab and make an amazing game with, and it would be huge, but it was a really
cool game. The only thing that I didn't love about the game is the teleport only mechanic. There was a mod you could do. I'm sure it's still out there that you could do free locomotion and even jumping and stuff. So that was the way to play the game for me. It felt so good jumping around, shooting robots. And I mean, it was just an excellent game. And the only other thing it was missing was a co-op. I would have loved to have been able to play through the whole game in co-op. It would have been a great co-op game. So at least in this game, you can get some of the Robo Recall feel with a buddy in co-op. And I saw in the trailer too, they were able to climb. So it seems like a lot of games in VR now are starting to
push it.
Yeah, they're starting to push the envelope. A lot of people are adding jumping. A lot like Contractors added jumping. A lot of people are adding climbing. Some of that stuff just works so good, and it's to me, it's good to see developers not shy away so much of motion sickness stuff.
I know, and I mean, think from the first time we did it, it was like, why aren't we doing this and everything? But
I mean, I fully support options. So I fully support the ability to teleport and stuff in games that it works good. Multiplayer shooters are hard to do, but I fully support that. And I mean, even if the game has an option to jump, if that doesn't make you feel comfortable, you don't have to use the jump. You can play Contractors completely competitively, no problem, and never jump once if that bothers you. It's not a make or break. It's just a good feeling sometimes that, I don't know, jumping to me in VR feels awesome. I still want the, what was that Xbox game we used to play where you would Crackdown. I still want that element of the power-ups. The more things you collect, the higher you can jump, the stronger you get. Like, I'm okay with being able to jump, 2 stories high and stuff. Like, I think that stuff's
feeling
cool, so.
like you can jump higher and farther or faster, whatever that may be, and you're slowly getting introduced into that experience too. So it's not like you go in, you can jump and make you sick. Like at first, maybe you can only jump a foot,
right?
And you're like, well, I want to jump over to that ledge, but you can't yet, you know. So then you learn to. Oh,
exactly.
Yeah,
and I just saw Jason put in chat zip lines, and he did add zip lines to drop in, and I need to go in there and try that out. We were talking about that. Yeah, we were talking about that a while back about how he should add zip lines in there, because zip lines are in virtual battlegrounds, and I know the one time we were playing, I don't know what Tyler was doing, but he was literally just going around the map on the zip lines and wouldn't get off the zip lines, and I don't know what he was doing. But
it's so good though, because you have that feeling of not having to move, and like you're holding on to something, and the world's just moving around you. So I don't know, it just feels so smooth. It's awesome. I love it.
Totally agree. I love all the elements. Cool. I love to push the elements. I've always said I want to do stuff in VR that I can't do in real life. I mean, I could zip line in real life, but I can't do it from inside my house. You know what I mean? Sure. I mean, I could put one out the window out of the second story or something. That'd be cool, but my wife might not like that.
The climbing wall drop-in and the drop-in lobby became my obsession for like a half an hour until my arms were like burning.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's another element to the workout. I mean, you get workout climbing stuff, so yeah, it's really cool. But
that's true.
True that. So
I've had weights.
This is kind of a crazy story that I kind of want to talk about, and it's pretty fitting for the times that we're in. This is coming out of Japan, so not a huge shocker there. But there's actually a Japanese convenience store that is beginning to employ VR-controlled robots. So the workers at the store are just the robot. Like, this is the teleexistence robot, I believe, and I guess this is what they're using. The robot will be at the store, and the person that is working will be at home in a VR headset with gloves and stuff on, and they can fully control the robot from their house. So there's no human interaction at all. You know, you can work from home. It kind of blows my mind a little bit, and it kind of makes perfect sense a little bit, and it kind of seems silly at the same time. It's like all these things. I don't know exactly how I feel about it, but I mean, I feel like this is ultimately the future. I mean, it's kind of scary to me a little bit because I don't want to completely lose human interaction, but it's kind of cool the way they're doing it. I think it's kind of neat. I mean,
so essentially, is this, you know, if you've watched the series Upload, you know, where there's people sitting at a desk and they put AR glasses on or VR glasses, and they're controlling somebody in a world. Essentially, it's the same thing.
In a sense, but that's inside of like a VR world, where this is going to be inside the real world. So I mean, they'll be able to talk, communicate, you know, use their hands, point. The robots can move around the space. It's kind of neat. I mean, because for a long time, you know, everything's been kind of moving to, especially now, is moving to a work at home environment. And I was like, well, there's so many jobs that's never going to be possible. You know, you can't work from home with certain jobs. And now this is kind of filling a gap of some more jobs that can be fulfilled from home. And
I mean, think about like bomb situations or something very dangerous where you don't want a person going in. You know what I mean? You can
they already do it
now.
Put
a VR headset on.
Yeah, they do it now with like little robots, robot-controlled stuff for bomb diffusion stuff. But this is like a whole nother level. I mean, if you literally use your hands and the robot does the same thing your hands are doing and stuff, and hopefully no technical glitches. I
just want the test video from when the bomb goes off with the robot.
I'm sure it'll happen. But this is kind of cool. I thought it was interesting. I think it's futuristic. I mean, it's definitely pretty futuristic stuff. I don't know how that would feel. Like, as a customer, I don't know how that would feel interacting with the robot. And I'm sure eventually, if this happened all the time and you were used to dealing with it, it would feel normal. But this doesn't seem normal in a video. But
I mean, what would be the difference really than just what you're looking at? I mean,
it's just weird.
It would get at the point where they start like skinning them with like to look like a person, autonomous. That's where it would get creepy to me. Like, just keep it a robot. I know what it is. Like, I don't want to try and be confused.
That would be where it would get weird. When you're like, wait a minute, is this a real person, or is it like once it gets to that point, that's gonna be weird. That's gonna be really weird.
People in chat are saying, you know, the robots are taking our jobs.
They took our jobs, but they're still a person. But they're this one.
Because we're all into VR, maybe we're experts that they'll be hiring. So maybe there's job opportunities for us.
Yeah, that's true. Eventually, until AI gets so good that they don't need the human on the other side controlling it. That's a whole other topic that we could dive into. That
Mepper just said something about that. Yeah. Create AI to control it. Yep, there you go.
Gamer Tag VR just said it is Friday night. When the question, well, I guess for him it's Friday night, but
that's true.
Yep. Over here in the States, we celebrate 4th of July tomorrow, so we won't be able to have a show. So we're going a little bit early today. We didn't want to miss it all together this week, especially since we missed a couple. So
I know.
But,
I mean, I just can't wait to get through the show and play some Contractors, man.
I know.
So good.
The bad thing is I'm so addicted to Contractors. Like when I do get time to play, like that's what I always want to play, and I need to stop that because there's other stuff I still want to play. But man, it's just.
I know. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I played over the last week. If there's anything else.
Just Phantom Covert Ops. Played that. I actually played a little bit of Pistol Whip. I did play a little bit of Pistol Whip. Yep. I was playing that on my wife's Quest.
Oh, love it. I was trying to beat everybody's high score that I'm friends with again.
I'm not that good at it. I don't play Pistol Whip enough to be really very good. So
it's a problem for me. Love it.
Good game though.
I'm trying to think. I think that was it. I think that's all I played. Phantom Covert Ops. I played some more of, which again is a great game. And it was really cool because I was playing it sitting on the couch with my wife, and she's like, "What are you doing? Are you kayaking across the world?" And I'm like, "Well, probably by now."
Basically, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's awesome.
No. So good though. So cool.
It's pretty cool. Let me see here. So,
stuff.
What do you want to get into? We got a couple of really cool topics.
How about let's hit Jurassic Tour? I'm kind of interested about this, man. I'm intrigued by it.
This
I really
cool.
am.
This is just a fan-made, I don't know, couple guys, very small team, very, very early. This is very early still, so nothing's official. But the cool thing about this is that it's actually going to be single player or co-op. Tony Digital.
Oh, true.
For making the show this week.
Cheers,
we definitely
Tony.
tried. We weren't sure what day it was going to be, but we wanted to make it happen. So
I know, right? We were pulling for it.
Yeah.
I ended up taking the day off and stuff just to do it, so we really do appreciate that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, but talking about Jurassic Tour, I keep wanting to call it Jurassic World or Jurassic Park or something like that. It is going to be single player or co-op, and as far as we know, the way the co-op is going to work is that you're going to have one person on PC and one person in VR, and the person on PC is actually going to control what happens to you in VR, as far as I can tell. Like, you're going to be able to control the environment, some of the dinosaurs and stuff like that. So the concept is really cool. This is, like we said, small team, not officially licensed as far as we know. So I don't know if that's going to affect anything. Hopefully not. It's just
it has to be some type though, or it has to be open. I don't know, because they have like the Jeep, the signs in there.
Yeah, the signs. I mean, it's called Jurassic Tour instead of Jurassic Park, but
yeah, but the signs in the video say Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that's true.
So there has to be some type of licensing or something going on here. So
but
you can't use the same logo, and you know what I mean.
So many people are big fans of Jurassic Park, especially the old stuff. You know, the original Jurassic Park.
I agree.
I mean,
I'm right there with you.
So to be able to kind of step into that world, and as far as I know, in VR you're only in the Jeep. I don't think there's like a shooting aspect or
getting out.
Yeah, like I don't know, and it's still early, so I don't know how much of that stuff's going to change. And there is a Discord that you can join, a pretty small Discord right now that you can join to get some more information and stuff. But this is cool. I mean, this is just a little bit of a teaser, and it's, like I said, very early, but just to have that nostalgic Jurassic Park,
could you? I would just love to look down in the side of the Jeep and see the glass, the water going. Skiva, cheers,
when
man.
It was shaking.
Oh,
please play Tower Tag. You guys can follow. I know he's been playing it all the time. I still haven't played it. It's just so hard. Contractors is I'm so addicted. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. I feel bad, but
it is a problem.
I do need to get into Tower Tag though. I haven't played it yet.
I promise too. I won't shoot people when they don't know it. Like who was it last time?
I think it was VR Spry Guy, maybe.
VR Spry Guy. I think it was. Yeah, I think you're right. Oh man, I won't do that.
Yeah.
I won't.
And I'm not going to be very good either, because I got my Mammut Aptos set up, and I still haven't got a lot of play time. I've still been tweaking it. Every time I go in, sometimes I go in just for a little bit, just to make some tweaks, make some gun stock adjustments in-game, tweak the gun stock itself. So I'm probably going to suck, so give me the benefit of the doubt. But
we're not promoted to say this whatsoever on anything we say. There's nothing that's promotional or anything. We say it because we love it. We really do.
Yeah, we don't have it. We don't make any money from Contractors whatsoever. Okay. We're not affiliated with them. I would be. I love them, but
on the shaking glass, right? So when he would look down and there's the cup of water or whatever sitting there, and you see the ripples in it. Yeah. Yes, I want to see that and see it move or something. Oh, it'd be so good.
That'd be cool. You need like the B haptic suit or something like that would be really cool for something like that, especially if you get them vibrations and stuff. It'd be so cool.
That would be.
No doubt. And in other news, Dreams is finally coming to PSVR, which I know people have been excited about this and wanted this for a long time.
I don't know much about this game.
I don't know
after
a lot
watching this,
about
it looks really cool.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about it because I don't have PlayStation, which I will be getting a PS5, but so I've never played it or anything. The flat version's been out there, but they're adding basically VR support. And as far as I know, it's an endless world of whatever you can create, whatever people can design. People go in and make their own mini games. They make their own worlds. There'll be, I guess there's tutorials and stuff already. And I don't know about for the VR support, but there's tutorials and stuff on how to make things. It's basically, I think it's called Dreams because pretty much anything you can dream up, anything you can think of, you can do.
It looks to me like Portal a little on the verge of that.
Like graphics
maybe something else too. No, just how it's kind of played and stuff. And I know
I think that depends on the game.
Own,
it depends on but like that there and I can see some of that.
A little bit.
So this is going to be a free update to the game, available July 22nd. So that's coming up real soon. I probably won't get to play this until I get a PS5, but
I was just going to say,
by that
you might
time,
get to then.
There's going to be all kinds of VR stuff. And from what I've heard, the stuff that's already out there, the stuff that's been made for flat, isn't just going to work with VR, which makes sense because it's not designed for VR, but there's going to be plenty of stuff that's going to be made for VR that's going to be able to be experienced. So maybe some of the stuff that people have made flat, maybe they're going to be able to port that over into having VR support. So... And Onakaze basically, it's a game creator kit. That's what it is. It's a game to create games and worlds and stuff. Inside of VR or flat. So it's pretty cool. Yep.
Got to get a PlayStation, man.
I know. I've always been an Xbox guy, so I never had if I would have already had the PlayStation before, I definitely would have got PSVR and everything. But I already had a good PC and a back then a Rift and everything, so I never, but I know there's a lot I've missed out on by not having it, but I'm definitely going to be getting a PlayStation 5, no doubt about it.
And I feel like everybody that has it does love it.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like we get the very high end by having VR.
Yeah. And there's still exclusives we miss out on, but
sure there is. Yep, absolutely. But I just feel like it's maybe not as good at performing as PC, but it's always good. If you have that curated, so it's always going to be...
everything runs the same. You don't have tons of different specs. Everybody's working with basically the same hardware unless you have the
and
Pro
that's the issue.
Or whatever,
that is the issue with PC VR is that everyone has different spec PCs. It's hard. Don't get me wrong, but but the sky's the limit.
Tracking and stuff of
right. There's
hopefully, there's going to be a lot of improvements by PSVR 2. We've talked about it a bunch, and I'm super excited. I still think PSVR 2 could be a huge game changer. I really do. But
or the Reverb G2 working with the new Xbox.
Yeah, there's actually I can't remember what it is. Xbox getting rid of their streaming platform and they're partnering with Facebook. So some people are saying this could be another relationship in the works of, we heard early rumors about the Rift S is going to be compatible with the new Xbox. So maybe not giving up on hope on that still. It could potentially happen. Or maybe the Quest, working with it. I don't know. I still have hope.
I know.
Xbox has to do something. Microsoft has to do something in the VR market, or PlayStation is just going to put them out of business.
I know.
Really
and they even stated that it just wasn't there yet, but it's
and
there.
They said like nobody's asking for it. Nobody's asking for it. Bull crap, dude. Every single VR headset's sold out all the time.
The issue is nobody that plays flat games is asking for it because they play flat games.
They don't know any better.
They just don't. They haven't got to experience it. So if you give them the opportunity to, what do you think is going to happen? Just like it has with the rest of us, everybody watching here, everybody that tries it is like, oh my gosh, I can show people every day and they're amazed by it, So I don't know.
It's got to happen.
Don't get me started. Yeah.
It's got to happen eventually. For sure. Let me see here. So how about these Facebook's photoreal eyes? And this is part of what we saw before from the super realistic avatars. Now they've come out with a video talking about basically how the eye tracking and stuff works, and it's actually really confusing to me because it's using a whole bunch of algorithms and stuff and predictive algorithms to figure out where the eyes go. I'm sure that it still has eye track. It has to have cameras inside to see where the eyes go.
And it's got 9 cameras.
Yeah, and then it's predicting. It use predictive algorithms of where you're going to look next and everything else. So it keeps up with the speed because your eyes move really, really fast. So any kind of eye tracking is hard on its own to render that at the same time. And so with some kind of predictive algorithm and all this stuff, they're really able to get it really spot on. And I mean, this stuff, ever since seeing those original videos of the realistic avatars,
I know
it had me super excited because it just, I mean, we've all talked about it. Like, I know being in alt space with gaming science teacher, both of our wives were in there. And I think gaming science teacher and my wife was having a conversation, or maybe it was your wife, about how it feels like you're actually having a connection with that person. Like, it's not as good as meeting that person in real life, but there is more of a connection there than you would get from a phone call or FaceTime or something like that. I mean, it feels more one-to-one. Like, you feel more like you're meeting that person. I just can't imagine what this is going to feel like.
Yep, I know.
I mean, to be able to look somebody in the eyes in VR, that's crazy.
But so then cool. With the Facebook avatars we're getting and what's going to be Horizon, then we get those, you know.
Yeah,
so it's like
this is down. Yeah, this is down the road for sure. This is, I mean, but I can eventually see a Facebook Horizons 2, or 7. I mean, if they're allowed to outsource this to any developers, I mean, there's going to be so many games that could take it. I mean, so many social games. I mean, even big screen. Even big screen would be such an improvement of having a realistic avatar like this that you could look people in the eyes, have a conversation in the lobby or whatever. It's just.
Could you imagine like playing a shooter and like looking over at the person you knew in that helmet? Like, that would just blow my mind.
Yeah.
Like, really would.
I mean, we've talked about it a bunch. Playing VR games is what, us living 500 miles apart is what made us feel like we were hanging out all the time together. So that would just blow that out of the water. I mean, it would literally
we still feel that.
Yeah, we still
feel it without it,
Yeah, so I mean, I can't imagine the level it takes to. And VR wife life, my wife in chat is complaining because her Facebook account won't let her make an avatar for some reason, because they came out with the avatars on Facebook that you can make on the, like, your phone app. And she's tried a bunch of times, it wouldn't let her. So I've never tried, but
yeah.
So I'm sure it must be able to work at some point once. I'm sure it's getting ready for Facebook Horizons, I would think, but
that would be. I mean, that's a Quest right there running. Like, that would be unbelievable.
I don't know. It kind of looks like, I'm thinking that's one of the what's it?
Dome. The Del Mar.
What is that called? It's like
Del Mar?
Iron Dome. No, well, maybe Del Mar. I don't know. But the prototypes that they came out with, they showed the 3 different prototypes back in the day.
Yeah. Right.
I can't remember. It's something Dome or whatever, but
yeah, Half Dome.
Half Dome, yeah. So I think that may have been one of those. It could be a Del Mar headset. I don't know, but it looked like one of those headsets. I'm sure it's not a Quest, at least not current.
They just need to make a module, is all they need to do. A module that plugs into the USB-C. Oh,
yeah, well, I mean, cool. That one, they didn't have the piece that went lower. Before, they had something that looked like they went over the mouth to see the mouth. That one didn't, so I don't know if it just has cameras pointing down or how that's working. But I have to imagine this is going to be built into a future headset. I don't know if that will be the Del Mar, that they're talking about releasing early next year. Probably not. It's probably going to be something later, like a true Quest 2 or Quest 3. I don't know. True. But, I mean, the technology, if you watch the video, is already incredible. So, I mean, they have the technology to do it. I'm sure they're just working on fine-tuning it, making it affordable so they can put it in headsets. But super cool.
So cool, though.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, it's
so cool.
It'll be a game changer for sure. I mean, I love the fact that, Facebook is a questionable company sometimes, but I love the fact that their technology.
I mean, they're doing it.
Yeah, they have probably so much more advanced tech than what they even show us behind the scenes. So I love that they're pushing the envelope and they are making this stuff going to be a reality someday. That makes me excited, but.
Yeah, I agreed. I don't like the whole sharing of information deal, but they're putting so much money into the technology. It scared me a lot when Facebook bought Oculus, and I feared that it was just going to flatline, mainstream what they had, and kind of be done with it. They've gone a lot farther than I ever expected back then.
Been awesome. I mean,
Yeah,
as far as what they've done with technology, it's been impressive. So, I mean, just what they've done with the Quest alone. I mean, the Quest still blows my mind what they're capable of. So, I mean, it's craziness.
I know.
But they.
So, can we do some? Farming?
Sure. What kind of farm you want? What kind of farm you want to get?
Adventure farm.
Adventure farm. Okay, we can talk about that. So this is actually a game on Steam. I think just released either yesterday or today. Just came out. And developer might be in chat. We did have a talk with him. This is a solo developer. This is his first game ever, and first VR game ever. I don't know first game ever, but first VR game ever. And
this looks so cool though.
Let me see. We also have some codes to give away for this.
Oh, do we now?
There's the first one.
But I love the fact that you grow your own actual produce and pick them off and stuff. That's awesome. Yeah. I love that.
So first of all, this is really early. This is still, early access. It's not a complete game or anything. Adventure Farm VR is a full virtual reality game designed from the ground up to provide an immersive and fun experience. Whether you're into farming, animals, or just good plain fun, can't go wrong with Adventure Farm VR. And we haven't played this yet, so full disclosure, neither one of us have played this game yet. We actually just came across this game today, and we're like, oh, this looks pretty interesting.
It does, I know. It's awesome.
So it's currently in...
I love that right there, the dog.
No, I know, on the tractor. And the stuff looks, it looks cool, like the tractors and everything.
Oh, it does. The map and stuff. It looks like there's a hay maze in it. Like, there's all kinds of cool stuff. So it says
Oculus. I'm not sure if it's on Oculus yet. I know it's on Steam right now, and itch.io, you can get it. But... So he's saying currently it's in pre-release status. This means we are currently ironing out the bugs and finalizing the ending. There's plenty of fun to be had as it sits now with at least an hour and a half to 2 hours of gameplay. So I'm sure that's going to grow as he's adding things to the game. Like I said, it's a solo developer, first VR game ever. So, we like to support smaller devs a lot of times that are just getting started and give them a little bit of a voice too. To
we know the hard work it takes. And
they don't get exposure. They don't get the exposure.
No, they don't.
So.
It's hard. Yeah, it's so hard, and stuff can get lost. And there's solid. There's a lot of good, solid stuff in this game that he's doing. For his first VR game. It's great, and that's stuff we'd love to showcase, and this is truly one of them. So it's awesome.
Key number 2, if you're paying attention. So he said, started as a small concept, rapidly expanded into what we have now. Adventure Farm VR takes place on a rural farm. At first glance, seems normal. Of course, we have all types of farm animals to feed, pet, and interact with. We also have gardens, which you can grow crops and in turn sell for money. Earn enough cash and you can unlock new upgrades such as additional gardens to increase your crop flow, or if you're tired of bending over, why not unlock and buy the legendary Veggie Vac? Harvesting has never been so easy. So there's right now 11 unlockable minigames, more to come in future updates. Prepare to be completely engulfed and mesmerized. Have you ever wanted to milk a cow but don't want to deal with the mess or smells? How about riding a horse around shooting hay targets with an egg shooter? So, aka Egg Zuka. But
man, I'm dying in chat, man.
What are they saying?
They should. Tony said they should put Crawl from Son-in-Law in there, which is one of my favorite movies.
Is that with?
You haven't seen it?
What is that? Who are the guys in that? The two guys that do stuff together all the time.
No, it's old. This is an old movie.
Oh, okay, not what I'm thinking.
Older movie. Munch on some grindage. No, doesn't. Okay. So and VR Spry guy said, "How could you not like a game where a dog is driving a tractor?"
Gaming science feature. I've been waiting for a Harvest Moon clone for VR for the Quest. I can't keep my plants alive in real life, so hopefully VR will be better for me, Madam Pixie. My wife's the same way. We always get these plants, like we have the sunroom, and we put them in there, and we forget to water them or whatever, and they end up dead. She actually brought one back to life. There was one that we got that was pretty expensive. It was like a tropical plant, and I think we forgot to water it completely over the winter time. I don't know. It was in the sunroom, and it was completely dead. She put it outside, and the sun's been watering, and it's actually starting to come back. So
because it needed sun, every plant.
And water.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Just making sure.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pauly Shore. Yes, that's who is in Son-in-Law.
Okay. Now what I was thinking of,
Oh, and Biodome.
Third key, too,
another good one.
Oh, Biodome. Yeah, I remember that. That's real.
I've watched that so many times. It's a problem.
We never let the dog try real farming. Sure is a lot more work.
Man.
Pretty cool. So hopefully, we gave 3 keys away so people can try it out. Like we said, came out, very small developer, so we like to try to show some support.
Definitely leave a comment down below too for the developer if and when you do play this.
Yeah.
What you think of it, because I'm excited to try this out.
And it is early. He's still working out bugs and stuff, so it's still real early. So give it the benefit of the doubt if it's got a couple bugs and stuff, and give them feedback. Developers always like feedback. They always like to know, what doesn't work, what you'd like to see. Every developer that I know we've dealt with is pretty open to feedback. Don't.
Awesome. I love that there was a cow named Larry too.
I actually am going to play this, though. I plan on playing this. If we would have had more time before the show and before we came across this, I probably would have jumped into it. But yeah, super cool. And give him a follow on Twitter. I'm not sure if we put his link in there. He must have just made a Twitter. He actually said that we were the first ones to follow him on Twitter. Yeah. We were his first Twitter followers. So give him a follow on Twitter. I think if you just search Adventure Farm VR, it should come up. So
it's awesome.
Pretty cool.
We've got a.
Let's see. I don't have to be farming in real life.
You don't have to.
I just do it in game. What's that?
Very true. What was the other? what was it? Oh, Extreme Escape.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that one next? Because this one looks cool too. Again, something else we ran across. No.
You just want to go in a hot air balloon. I do too, actually.
I do. And I want to climb like this on a hot air balloon. I'm totally down.
Oh, dude, that'd be super sketchy. Again, something you can do in VR, you can't do it. Well, you could do it in real life,
right.
But you don't want to die.
But this looks cool. This is kind of like a trapped escape room on a, what do they call it? Like a test flight, like you're a test pilot for a hot air balloon, like a serious, like out of orbit hot air balloon. And I guess there's damage that happens to it or something, and you have to figure out how to get back down to the ground. But really cool experience. I mean, talk about a height thing, you know. Yeah. To be out there, outside on it, climbing around and stuff.
That's what I was wondering, if people have a fear of heights.
No.
Like, I mean, this would be super intense. Climbing up the balloon and stuff on the side. If you do have a fear of heights, man, that would be...
Yep.
Oh, it'd be super sketchy.
Oh my gosh, I know.
And it's available right now. It's on sale for $7.19. So, I mean, super affordable price, but...
So great try. And I think somebody said it's about maybe 45 minutes of total gameplay if you try and beat it straight through.
I mean, that's not terrible for $7. I don't feel like.
No, not at all. Especially for like an experience like this, I would love to put people in this, because then, you know, as well, when you have people try stuff, they're not staying in it for an hour or an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I have a buddy, same thing. Put him in, and he wouldn't get out.
Yeah.
So I you know, because you're buried in that world. So at a point, you're done.
Yeah. I never even think about that. This is probably a great game to put people in, especially if they have a fear of heights for the first time in VR. Really let them experience some VR.
Or give them that shock, you know, because you're inside the balloon, then eventually it's like, okay, go climb out and go fix this thing. And you're like, wait, what? Like I'm not going out that window. I was good here.
Yeah,
I know.
For real.
Oh my gosh.
So
Adventure Forum, thanks for the shout out and support. Absolutely. That's awesome.
See you in chat now. Oh, cool. He is in chat. So if you do have questions or anything, feel free to ask him. I'm not sure if he just popped in or if he missed we just got done talking about it. I don't know if you missed it, but
like, can you ride the pigs? Is that a thing?
Tyler's always wanted to ride a pig. I don't know what his deal is. Talks about it all the time.
Oh, whatever. A guy's got to have dreams, right?
Yeah, true that. But so this one, Extreme Escape, says that it's an escape room puzzle game with an action component. It combines realistic graphics, which the graphics actually do look really good, with challenges at high altitudes. Player must find his way out of a critical situation by facing difficult weather conditions, technical problems, and the fear of heights. So this is pretty cool.
Awesome.
And I actually really like your idea of having this to be something to put people in to try out VR, because back in the old days, like, I feel like it was a lot easier when VR first came out and we first got into VR. I feel like there was so many little mini experiences that were pretty good, but real short, that was really good to put people in. And now, like, I find myself more at odds of what I should put people in first. Like, I still do First Contact, stuff like that. But it's so much harder now because there's so many things that are so far advanced that I want to put people in, like Half-Life Alyx. But it's hard to put somebody in Half-Life Alyx. It's such a big game. Like you said, they'll go all day, you know, if you like First Contact was such a good intro because it let you learn motion controls. Yeah.
You're right there.
Yeah,
you can't go anywhere.
Everything is in with reach. You don't have to worry about movement or anything. And it's like 10 minutes. It's like a good 10-minute intro. I'm glad that a lot of the VR stuff is getting a lot more length and a lot more quality and everything, but I wouldn't mind having some newer stuff that really showcases good graphics and stuff like that are short to show people, like tech demos. Right. You know, everything was a tech demo back in the day, and now we don't have as many tech demos that are really, really high quality, that are new stuff, that are up to date. So I kind of miss that a little bit in a way. But
I agree. Or having like one game you would purchase that had 5 of like these in it, you know, experiences, like one like this, which reminds me of like Richie's Plank experience or something. You know, they don't move much, but it gives them that feel of VR. Or a little driving simulator, like a Mario Kart thing, and just a bunch of core things that nobody has to do much or learn much.
Back in the day, there was one. I think NVIDIA made one that was called Funhouse or Playhouse.
Yeah, they did.
Something.
You're right. But
and
that,
Valve,
like the carnival one.
Yeah,
like,
something like that. I mean, there was like shooting basketballs and shooting, like, it was basically like a carnival. You had the things that went by and you shot. And there, Valve, I mean, basically, what was the Valve that had all the stuff? I can't even think of what it's called now. Had all the little mini games, the bow game, and you know, you pet the dog and all that stuff.
Pet the dog?
I don't know. I can't think of it. Somebody will say it, but it was made by Valve. That was just basically a bunch of little mini games. Like you had the bow game where you were up on the thing, the tower, and you had to defend all the little guys coming. You were shooting them with the bow.
Oh yeah, it was in the lab.
The lab. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. I couldn't think of the name, but I mean there was stuff like that, but nobody really does that anymore.
Dog.
There's a dog in there, like a little robot dog or something.
That's what you took out of it, was that you petted
I don't know. There's a bunch of games.
This guy.
You're the one that wants to ride a pig, okay? I don't even want to hear it.
No. Chat is going. I want to strap 2 chickens to my feet and ride around like I'm on rollerblades. So don't make fun of me for riding a pig.
That still sounds better than riding a pig. I'm sorry. That still sounds better than riding a pig. Man. Yeah, everybody's saying the lab now. Everybody knew what I was talking about except for you. I just couldn't think of the name. But
you said petting a dog. Come on, man. The bow. Okay, I got the bow, but
the dog petting simulator.
Yeah,
it's like the greatest VR game ever. Okay, I don't want to hear it. Anyways,
I don't get it.
Anyways, so what do you think about Nate Mitchell? What do you think about Nate Mitchell that left Oculus and now has started a game company, game studio?
A non-VR-ish game company.
Super disappointing.
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. What intrigues me about it, though, is that they say they're on to something.
Yeah.
But then they go to say that, like, what? Probably not, or something like that.
They said that they're
probably not VR.
Well, they said that they're not giving up on VR entirely, but for right now, they're not focusing on VR. And I think they said that their first game isn't likely to have VR support. But they say that it's not out of the question. Like, they say that it's coming at some point. There could be a VR game or VR support.
Maybe it's an AR game. Maybe we're just getting technical about VR.
Maybe,
you know, I don't. Right. I mean, we got to think a little ahead here if they think they're on to something, because what is really being done different right now?
In flat gaming world, nothing. I mean, it's
right.
Yeah,
well, I know, but everyone thinks that until like Battle Royale comes out, and then now, you know, that's the thing. So maybe they're looking ahead to see what the next trend is too. I don't. You know, who knows?
I don't know. But it's called Mountaintop Studios is the name of the company.
It's interesting, yeah. I'd be really, really curious to see, but
I mean, we always kind of had a dream that all these Oculus guys were going to leave and start their own competing VR company. You know,
we said that a year
Palmer
ago,
Luckey. I mean, all those guys, all the original guys back and start their own VR company.
I know.
We were thinking more hardware, but I don't know if that's going to happen. That's what Chris Richardson said. AR with a question mark. He was kind of thinking the same thing you were. Yeah, that it could be.
Yep. I know. That would be, I guess, the dream. I mean, to push it farther, you know, but I don't know. I mean, is AR there yet? I mean, I guess it can be. And maybe if a company's starting with stuff now, by the time AR hits, you know, in a year or two.
Yeah. Well, I mean, somebody's going to want to be the Beat Saber of AR. You know, I mean, when AR comes out, somebody's going to want to be that new game company with a new idea that only really works in AR, and they make a killing, you know, like Beat Games did, Beat Saber. I mean, that's basically a company that came out of nowhere, made a killer VR game, and now they're making killer money. And are you laughing because Jason said he's going to make a chicken blading tech demo just for Tyler?
Basically. And then non-Pixie's exactly a whole racetrack for chicken blading.
Oh man, Anakaze said, "OMG, yes, different colored chickens could go faster and have better turning radius." And
then if you you have to lean side to side, and it makes them go faster. Every time you do it, it squawks.
Oh my goodness, dude!
Sorry.
What is the world?
This is what happens. I've had so much coffee today.
I've actually had 2 cups today, more than I've had in a long time.
Oh my gosh, this is pot number 2, which I'm getting to the bottom.
Die. You were just talking about before the show how you had a headache. And I can't imagine why you would have a headache with your coffee addiction.
This fixes the headache, man. That's why. It's bad, I know. Man. Anyways, I can't watch chat right now. I have to look away. I have to
it's too
about the chicken blading.
Too distracting.
Shoot eggs.
Dude, what was that one egg fight game? Remember that egg fight game that was free on Steam?
That was hilarious.
And everybody was an egg, and then you had guns, and there was all these eggs hopping around, and you would shoot each other. God. And it was the stupidest game ever. We probably played it for like 2 hours that day. We talked about it on a show a long time ago.
We did too. We just went hard in there, and you and I would team up and try and shoot everybody. It was hilarious.
It was nuts. It was nuts.
I know. It's the little things in VR, man. It really is.
It's so crazy.
Anyways, let's get.
I did want to talk a little bit about some news from Facebook, Oculus, whatever. And they've talked a little bit about this before, but there's a new article out about neural super sampling. And supposedly there's an algorithm that can take low resolution rendered frames and upscale it to 16 times, which is pretty incredible.
I mean, we need stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, especially now when we're talking 4K screens.
Yeah, well, that's what they're saying. They're saying, an example of this is basically a future headset could theoretically drive dual 3K panels by only rendering 1K per panel without even requiring eye tracking.
Right.
I mean, that blows my mind. I mean, this is the technology, like we talked about Facebook technology, pushing the technology. This is pretty insane, and this could really mean some big things for future Quest headset. That's instantly what I think about is a future Quest headset. You know, you're talk about console graphics on a Quest that's nowhere near as powerful as a console. So, really cool. I know. I mean, it's really promising stuff that's going to be happening.
And tech like this can just extend VR, I mean, immensely in the adoption time and how short it can get, because we need that. Like processor power, sure, you know, is catching and getting faster and faster to handle all that, but you can shortcut everything in between there. Yeah. I mean, all of it. I mean, even the draw on it, which helps battery consumption. I mean, it all trickles down.
I mean, it's really about combining all of those things, you know, combining the workarounds with this, as well as the increasing technology of hardware. But I mean, so this is using AI. It's AI upscaling algorithms have become popular in the last few years, with some websites even letting users upload any image on their PC, phone to be upscaled. I mean, it's super incredible. And like Anakaze said, this may be how we get VR ray tracing into VR. It's this kind of technology that's going to possibly make it possible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. More processor power then to set aside for it, all of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that would be amazing.
So Facebook is claiming that its neural network is state of the art, outperforming all other similar algorithms. The reason it's able to achieve 16 times upscaling, what makes this possible is the inherent knowledge of the depth of each object in the scene. They're saying it would not be anywhere near as effective with a flat image. So the fact that they're 3D rendered images and you can actually get depth from these things is actually helping the way they're doing it. So
it's crazy.
I mean, and there's some images and stuff that show some comparisons, but man,
be awesome. I know we're gonna need it. I mean, especially with these new panels and stuff coming out, and if what the new mainstream of like the new WMR are they all gonna be, 4K essentially? I mean, if they are, it would help everybody backdate their GPUs and stuff, because not everybody's going to have a 2070 and up to run this thing.
Yeah, in the future.
So it would really help. Yeah, because then everybody's PC could handle basically any headset out there, which would be
and I mean, awesome. All this is going to help stuff go mainstream, because one of the biggest factors of VR is just the cost. Other than a Quest, I mean, that's the most affordable way to get into some pretty good VR. But I mean, if you're wanting a big time, a Valve Index, you're spending $1,000 on a kit, you're gonna need at least round probably $1,000, $1,500 PC to be able to run it, and that's not the max. Sure. That's not as high as you can go, but it's expensive. So if you can make the hardware less expensive, because you don't need crazy top end stuff
to run it.
Yeah, it's exciting for me. It really excites me for Quest down the road. A mobile platform VR, and we're already getting incredible performance from an 835 on a Quest. So I mean, it's just so exciting.
Excuse me. I still think the best bet though is to get streaming to a headset wirelessly off a PC, because you're always able to upgrade a PC, always. And I understand they want to keep it console based, where you buy a headset and it's standalone. Sure, have your standalone with your mobile processor, but if you had the ability to then stream it straight from your PC, you can run all the PC highest end of everything, upgrade your PC. That's the dream to me.
That's what it needs to be. You need to be able to do both easily. One headset. I mean, right now I have multiple headsets. I always want the next one that comes out, but to be able to use one that is comfortable, good field of view, lightweight, and spectacular graphics.
We've talked about before, is having a modular headset too, where you could swap lenses out. But I don't think it'll ever go there. No, I don't. But it would be awesome. Yeah. But
the future of VR is constantly getting more exciting. Constantly. Really cool. So for those of you in the U.S. or probably not in the U.S., fireworks tomorrow. A lot of places aren't doing it because no social gatherings and all that crap. But there is an AR app that you can get on your phone that's kind of neat, and I believe the app is called Total VR. And it starts tomorrow at 9 p.m. local time. You can actually have this start happening. But basically, you use your phone, hold it up at the skyline, and I think it's, what did it say? 12 minutes of an AR spectacle, basically fireworks and stuff going off on your phone out in the your
cool.
skyline. Kind of neat. So, I mean, if you just want to sit at home, I'm not planning really on going anywhere tomorrow. We did get a pool, so I'll probably relax in the pool most of the day tomorrow.
I was hoping you were going to be here, man. I was really holding out for you being here for the show today. But...
Yeah, we did have plans to go back to Ohio for the 4th of July weekend, and I've been down and out down for the count for almost a month now with this pretty bad sickness, and it's getting better now. I was a little concerned of traveling and stuff, so we are going to get back there soon. But I will honestly probably get on the float in the pool and get this app and hold it up to the skyline tomorrow at about 9 p.m. or whatever time that is East Coast. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, so 12 minutes, and it's only going to last a certain amount of time, but you can view it as many times as you want for the set time period that it's going to be available. Cool. So, nice. You can watch it back over, and I guess it is USA themed. Obviously, you see the American flag, but it's supposed to be all kinds of fireworks spectacles and stuff. There's actually a lot of cool AR apps for your phone. I haven't messed around with too many of them, but there's constantly things being added, but it's kind of cool. Well, it's not as cool as VR to me, but...
No, right. But it's getting better because they're getting the occlusion now, like where you have objects behind objects, like you see here with the bridge, how the fireworks are behind it.
Yeah.
And they're doing that through AR, however they're improving it. Yeah. But it's pretty cool how they can have, object depth on all of that.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're doing it on single cameras.
Like if you're a Snapchat user, even the filters and the AR stuff on Snapchat is pretty cool and impressive, the stuff they can do. It's constantly got, I remember when it first came out and it was like, not super impressive, but it's constantly gotten better. So it's a 3-hour window. So once this goes live at 9 p.m. tomorrow, that's Central Time, I think, there's a 3-hour window where you can view this and you can watch it as many times as you want for that 3-hour windows, and then it's gone. And I don't know, I'm sure this Total AR probably has a bunch of other stuff on there too that you can do. I haven't downloaded this app yet, so not sure what all else is on there, but pretty cool.
Trying to watch chat. Chat's intriguing me.
Are they still talking about chickens?
No, they should be, but no, they're not.
They should be.
Chicken blades. Come on, man.
Chicken blades. Oh,
yep, that shoot eggs. That's happening. Hey, he put zip lines in.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there was chicken blades in dropping soon. I really wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
How much bandwidth you need to locally stream a PC VR game without compression? Oh.
Without compression, I don't know.
Well, I'm trying to think what the bandwidth is for the cables for like the headsets.
I don't know.
I forget.
I'm sure it's all going to get easier as 5G and all that take over. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they're going to incorporate that.
Luckily, I have a very fast wireless router myself.
Yeah.
At the time, I think I bought. Did you get the same one? Did you ever buy that?
I ended up getting the one. I got one of them, and it wasn't the installer guy when we moved said it wasn't going to be fast enough. So he said that the cable companies provided one is actually one of the best ones you can get or something. I don't know, but so I just got the one that was provided. I've had good luck with it. Mine's really. I mean, I got like almost 1,000 gigs internet speed. So. Yeah,
but you're not passing. I mean, you have to talk about like lossless, like.
Yeah.
Like the loss you get of information and speed. But yeah, I think mine has like almost zero loss. Like it is. It's one of the Nighthawks. I think.
Yeah, I should get one, but
3200 AC or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I never have too many issues with my stuff, but.
Yeah, it helps. It definitely helps for all the streaming, and everything's wireless now. I mean, it's going to go that way. I mean, eventually we are going to get a Quest 2 that probably is going to stream, from it. So hopefully.
I just popped this up here because it matches.
Because it matches.
Yeah, like the colors match the scenery so well. I just thought it was
your background.
I know.
See, you've got your office so nice now, and I miss my old office so bad.
It's still a work in progress. It's still a work in progress.
It always is, though. Yeah. That's the thing. I know. Yeah. I'm starting to get stuff now to finish mine, but I have so much to finish. I mean, between drywall and stacks of studs that I have to get.
The plans you have are epic, though, but. I know it's going to be a sweet space once it's all done, but I
even talked about staining my floor joists. How about that? But
that's like the ones above?
Project. Yeah, that would take forever. Oh my gosh.
It'd be worth it. It'd be pretty cool. But if you missed the beginning of the show, make sure you sign up for the Gleam giveaways. We have 3 going on, and one of them is for a set of these Kiwi Ear Muffs, and that we just put out a video on yesterday. I'm pretty impressed with these for the price. Really basic, simple design, but they're kind of cool. And I talked about it in the video, but if you want to have an idea of what this sounds like, you put your Quest on and you just kind of cup your ears. Because we've done this before, and we're like, man, why couldn't have Quest done something to where it better directed the sound into your ear? And that's basically what this does. It's really simple, but make sure you check out the Gleam giveaways, though. We're also giving away a silicone cover for an Index and a Quest. Make sure you sign up for those. And
I love my Index cover. I do like that.
Yeah, I usually run the pleather VR cover on my Index right here, and I have the silicone one on it right now, and I like both of them. I don't know. I don't know which one I like better, but
well, I like it because when I play pistol whip, I play it hard, and I mean, I'm sweating every single time. So it is nice for that. And the nice part is you don't have to slip because I have both. I have the pleather one, and the VR cover comes with the full interface. So you can just swap the whole interface instead of trying to put the cover. Oh, I know.
I love the magnetic setup of the Index. It's so quick to pop those covers and just change them around. But I love having the silicone because, like you said, it's on a separate whole interface. So when people come over and they want to play, I can put a nice clean silicone cover on, you know, not my leather one that I've sweated in a bunch or whatever. You know, I have multiple silicone covers so I can swap them around, make sure they're clean.
Wipe it down.
Hygiene is such a big deal these days with everything going on. So
it is?
I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So make sure you check that stuff out. Make sure you check the Gleam giveaway. Also, we're going into contractors right after this, probably like a couple minutes or so after the show. I might go get a bottle of water and I got mine. For you guys. I got mine. My Index controllers are actually already on my gun stock. So
I love it. Yeah, so good. I'm ready to go, man.
I need some practice with that gun stock anyway, so this is going to be the perfect opportunity. Make sure you join the Discord. We're going to have a private server so that it's all just community people playing together. So it will be password protected, so we're not going to get a bunch of just random people in there. Because sometimes last time we did it, it filled up pretty quick, and then, I mean, there were still quite a few people from the community, but there was still other people too. So make sure you hop in. Maybe Skivo will get on there instead of playing tower tag. I know he's addicted to tower tag, so
true.
Maybe we'll get him in there. I know Greg's VR is going to be playing. Make sure you keep your pants on because he records 24/7. So you probably will be in a video of Greg's VR if you're playing with us today.
Yep.
Yeah,
you
so
will.
Keep your pants on.
That's for sure. How long do you think? What do you think? Half hour maybe from now? So
yeah, we'll probably shoot for around there. I don't think we're gonna stream it or anything. I think we're just gonna get on to play for fun. So we don't have to worry about trying to set up anything or anything like that. Just getting on to play for fun, have a good time. If you have a Quest, you can play through Link because we are gonna be playing some. VR wife flash. She said, "Keep me hydrated while playing." So I just said I was gonna go get a bottle of water. So I've definitely been trying to stay hydrated these days. So
you got to put the LBs back on, man.
I think last time either you or my wife donated to the show, people said we were money laundering.
Yeah.
So
right. It was when
money laundering.
I think I did it. Who was it? Steve Drumhiller when he was on. I think the one time, and I was moving. I was cleaning out my garage, loading stuff in. And I think I donated and said something and stuff. But
and everybody said we were money laundering. So
yep, you got it. That's awesome.
Man.
But yeah, it should be, I don't know, between 2:30 and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys are a little late watching this,
I was just laughing because Les Marwick said, took off my Index yesterday and somehow the faceplate stayed stuck to my face.
Oh my God.
I actually haven't had that happen. It must have been sweating and had some suction going on there.
I've been on there for a long time, but oh my gosh, could you imagine? Well, every time, it's funny because every time like the wife comes home, you know, if she's working on a Saturday and I've been playing, she's like, "Oh, what have you been doing? Were you cleaning out the garage?"
The ring of death.
Yeah,
man, I mowed the yard. Yeah, I cleaned the whole house. Like, I did all the dishes, and they're like, "Bull crap! You got a ring all the way around your face. I know you've been playing VR the last 4 hours." It's like,
totally VR face.
Dead giveaway. We gotta find a way to get rid of that because we can't be selling ourselves out like this all the time, you know.
Well, did they sell those like facial ice pack things?
Oh yeah, just get one of those on. Oh man, that would feel nice. Actually, you just came up with a genius idea.
Right?
Oh
my
God,
that's
fantastic. That's
post VR face chiller
instead of little fans blowing on your face like the VR chill or whatever. Oh, man,
my gosh, that's amazing. I know.
So great. Soul Memphis just donated as well. Hasn't popped up here yet. Thank you for that.
That's awesome.
Soul Memphis, he's been around for a long time. He's really been around a long time.
Yep. And we hope we see some of you guys playing. I know some of you don't have contractors and stuff, but today is the day for contractors.
Is it still on sale? It was on sale for half off.
It is. I think it's still.
If it's still $10, I think, or something like that. Yeah. So it's a great time to pick it up if you don't have it. How many people can we get? We get what, like 10 people at a time in contractors?
No, 16 I think now.
You can up it now.
On PC, it's 16. I think it's 8 or 6 aside, something like that.
I don't remember. I know you can up it, on PC. So
for sure.
Sweet. Well, we will definitely see you guys there. Hopefully, you guys can get it downloaded. Make sure you download the custom maps too. Just go. It's a lot quicker than it used to be. Hop in there and just download all the custom maps you can. Because
click on them all. And then put the headset
because if we're playing a custom map and you don't have it, you won't be able to join. So just make sure in this next little bit of time before we go on, make sure you get those downloaded. Join the Discord. That way you know the password and everything to get in. And
we'll put it in the contractor section.
Yep. Awesome.
Yep. Pleasure. Glad you guys are here watching.
Happy 4th of July to everybody for the weekend.
Happy 4th.
Again, congrats to PD for his 10K.
Oh, man, I know, right?
I actually have 2 PD mugs. I have a pink one, too. The wife wanted one. It's actually her mug, but I've used it sometimes.
Oh, man, I know.
Awesome. Well, we definitely appreciate
you guys.
Seriously. We appreciate all the super chats. Appreciate all you guys being here. They're still coming in. Sorry, another one just popped up. I saw on the PC. Mad Wookie.
You're ahead of me.
He said, keep it up. Well, I got it. It shows up in my chat over here before it shows up on the screen. So sometimes if I see it out of the corner of my eye, I notice that it pops up. It's like a delay. I don't know, a stupid delay.
I know. But mine's probably delayed because I'm streaming, so I'm sure.
Yeah. That's
all right, guys. So we're out of here. See you here. We will see you in VR.
Thanks.
Have a great weekend. We know we will. Finish off some contractors.
Yep.
Right.
See you in there soon.
Yep.
Later, everybody.
Guys. Later.
See ya.